Hi. Oh my God, thank you, Dave. Thank you, Dave. Thank you for single-handedly destroying DLSS 5. Excuse me. Hell yeah. Yeah, that shit's been really interesting. It's been really, really interesting. Sorry, I'm looking at an app. I was kind of looking for a image compressor thingy for my home lab. And one of the big things on the documentation is being able to switch between the standard UI and the clean UI. And the only difference between the standard UI and the clean UI is it gets rid of the anime mascot logo. Which, let's be real, is probably fucking AI generated anyway. I saw that somewhere else. That joke's been going around. But what about the gay of Hormuz? Hormuz. It is funny that Trump and his idiot brigade immediately walked into one of the like biggest, most well-known traps on the planet. Where like if you do what they've done, now you're stuck. You don't like this. You really don't have a move now. Short of, you know, unforeseen, totally insane things, they're basically locked now into a forever war. You're not up to speed? We attacked Iran. Or sorry, Iran. Fucking, I'm listening to too many people who say it as Iran. Yeah, we attacked Iran. Unprovoked for no reason, and Iran did their thing that they do, which is control the Strait of Hormuz. I'm fucking wiped out, dudes. I cannot pronounce anything for shit. Don't talk to me about it. Oh, sorry. Yes, there was a reason. It was Israel wanted it, and we are a thrall to Israel. And so anyway, the trouble is that now that this has happened and Iran has shut down the strait, there's basically nothing we can do. Like, essentially the only way forward now would be to relocate essentially the entirety of the United States military physically into Iran, and then the United States military becomes a load-bearing element of the Middle East for indefinitely, I guess, for forever. Yeah, for real, Dave. That's what's happened, is that they were not able to like recognize the really obvious, like, this is like 0D chess basically, because we've already done this. This has already happened. This has already been experienced, and it was just wisdom. That's, you know, when things happen in the past and we learn from them over time, they become wisdom. It's just something that like was known, and they just sort of did this. And as far as like what Trump cares about, he's fucked. He's fucked because he's done something that is going to make everyone hate him inevitably over time. It's just going to happen. Even the diehards are going to start dropping off, because this is just going to be perpetual. There's no, like, you can't take it back. You can't just leave. You can't quit, because you've already broken the world. You broke the world, and now it's your fucking responsibility. And then nobody will help either. Not that I don't disagree. But, you know, because they're just a bunch of fucking idiots and they just do whatever because they're morons. No allies are gonna assist. It's just a fucking shit show to end all shit shows. And this only gets, it's either like kind of stays where it is or gets worse, really. It's not gonna stay where it is. It's just gonna get worse. I don't know why I presented two options. It's definitely gonna get worse. It's the whole thing. No, yeah. Nothing happened today. We just stumbled into talking about Iran, and I wanted to share what I thought was funny. That's all. I mean, I'm sure some shit happened today. I do keep thinking about that, Minnie. I keep thinking about exactly that. Well, so what Iran is doing is it makes sense. Basically, they're basically, the way to look at it is like they had an automatic trap for idiots. Because it's not like this is their first time around the block, right? So basically, Trump and friends just wandered witlessly directly into the trap, and now they're in the trap and they're bleeding. Okay? And what Iran is doing now is maximizing the pain to basically send the message, don't fuck with us. They're just saying, like, this is what happens. They're, of course, going to do that because this is totally unprovoked. So they're basically hitting United States assets in the surrounding area, and that's increasing the pain on the United States because it's making everyone that the United States is allied with pissed off. But more so at the United States than at Iran, because this was totally needless. And there's nobody else on the planet who feels the way the United States does about Israel. When I say United States, I mean like basically just the politicians and I guess neo-Nazis and Christian apocalyptic evangelists and shit. Like, outside of that small group of people, no one's looking at it like, oh, it makes sense that the United States would do what Israel wants them to do. Everyone's like, what the fuck is this? Because no one else is like swaying to the call. Yeah, the century of American humiliation. I don't really even know how the United States could possibly like recover any respect at this point. Oh, yeah. That's the thing. Iran has total control of the strait. On mission, yeah. It's a really weird, I mean, just, I don't even, like, Israel is on a, they're on ethno-state shit, basically, right? I won't say that I really fully understand the motivations, but they've had a thing for wanting to destroy Iran for like 40 years. But I don't really grasp the rationale other than like it's just straight ideological hatred, because it's like this convoluted thing, right? Where the people that the United States calls terrorists in the Middle East are actually a lot of the times freedom fighters, revolutionaries, and so forth, because of the situations that have been created over many decades by, Israel and other, actors in the area that have been doing genocide and all kinds of shit. And the rationale for Israel's like hatred of Iran is not a clear one. It's not like there's definitely a thing that's happening. It's just that Iran has supported things that are, anti-Israel's interests And so Israel's response over time has become this sort of hyperbolic, like, oh, well, they're going to nuke us. They're going to nuke us and destroy us. But Iran doesn't have nuclear weapons, and Israel does. And that's been the case for a really, really long time. So it's just sort of like a completely... I don't know. Not completely fabricated, but like it's absolutely massively hyperbolic. It's just a mission. Oh, well, yeah. The United States is a different story for sure. I was just speaking to, like, you know, what Israel is going for. Israel and the United States is a whole other weird thing. Because, like, at the core of it, it is exactly what you're saying, Dave. But also, there's this fucked up layer of, like, something that breaks in people's minds around anti-Semitism and really bigotry in general, but there does seem to be something about anti-Semitism where people are unable to grasp any sort of nuance. Yeah. Well, when I say nuance, Arfi, when I'm like, I think there are people who are, a lot of people who are earnest, but they are not able to wrap their heads around how there can be a situation where if you have an ethno-state that is perpetrating genocide, and then you defend it by saying that any criticism of it is anti-Semitism, that creates anti-Semitism. Because you're unnecessarily conflating Jewish with Zionist. And also, people aren't stupid. I mean, not everyone. So, like, you know, for me, it's like looking at stuff like the ADL, which used to be more respected. And I don't know, maybe I, wasn't paying that close of attention in the past. Maybe it was always like this, but the Anti-Defamation League has sort of been completely turned on its head from its purpose. Where, like, the definition of what qualifies as anti-Semitism has been made so massively broad so that they could sweep in, like, anybody who has any pro-Palestinian sentiment at all. Not that they've actually ever said or done anything anti-Semitic, just that being pro-Palestine is itself anti-Semitic. It has undermined the whole thing. Now, the thing is, you have to be, like, guarded in your mind. You can't let this stuff, fucking confuse you. But I think a lot of people are susceptible to this confusion. Like, none of this shit will ever make me even one molecule anti-Semitic. But it is giving power to people like the fucking neo-Nazi groups and the genuine anti-Semitic. It's basically giving them cover. And they don't go after those people. It's the other weird contrast. Like, they're constantly going after people who are just pro-Palestine. But you never see them going after any of the, like, out in the open Nazis in the United States. Yeah. It definitely just seems like we are living in a world of unending nightmares. Well, yeah, I mean, it's all a big fucking mess, Jade, in terms of, like, what all is driving it, too. Because you've got AIPAC in the United States, which is this really blatant and obvious foreign actor who puts, you know, millions upon millions upon millions of dollars into our elections to the degree that really we are kind of like Israel's puppet. And they go like, why don't they like us? Like, you're distorting our elections. You're involving yourself in our politics. You're trying, I mean, just, it's so fucking obvious and ugh. It's wildly naive to be like if your actions and your whatever were obviously good, you wouldn't need to spend money to try to take control of another country. Obviously they're going to do that regardless, but I do feel like it is essentially telling on themselves that they have to involve themselves so much in United States politics to try to essentially protect themselves, to protect the relationship, to protect the flow of money from the United States to Israel, the flow of weapons from the United States to Israel. And it is all kind of like Dave pointed out earlier, like they just don't, none of them really seem to feel like they need a cloak anymore. It's all very much out in the open. I have said that, like, one sort of blessing of the fact that a lot of these people are fucking idiots is that they're not good at hiding anything. So we're getting a lot of a lot of information about what's going on. But actually, I think it's more so that they just are past the point now where it even seems like necessary to hide stuff. So I think that's even a step worse, right? Gotcha. Thanks, Pubs. That's why I kind of disclaimered what I said, because I was like, maybe I probably wasn't paying close enough attention to ADL in the past. I feel really fucking bad for fucking Cuba. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. They, the fuel got shut off, and then their power system collapsed, and then the fucking earthquake. And it's just like Cuba just is getting pummeled right now. And all the Cuba shit is a whole other fucking ball of wax, man. That's just like another obvious thing that's like been the United States lying for decades and decades. And it's weird how successful they were in the past at really brainwashing everyone for generations, that it's like passed on and passed on and passed on to where it's religious, you know? It's just a religious precept of like, oh yeah, Cuba bad. Why? Like, remember Obama talked very minimally favorably about, I think it was Obama, wasn't it? Who said something favorable about the literacy rates in Cuba or something like that. And he got fucking put on blast by the entire nation. It's just weird how dogmatic the United States is about these things and how seemingly unbreakable that is. Ugh. That's crazy to hear, Gek. Yeah, it's colonial, imperial empire shit. God, yeah. Yeah, there really wasn't a good times. There was just a different times. Because, you know, like, misinformation isn't new. Propaganda isn't new. And the thing with the United States, a lot of people in the United States, is they just have the American myth is extremely powerful. It really breaks brains. It smooths out brains, and people don't question stuff. And some of the strongest evidence of that is that, you know, Henry Kissinger wasn't dismantled piece by piece 30 years ago. Like, he just died. Well, it's been like 2 years now, I guess, or whatever, 2 or 3 years. And he had all of his limbs. He didn't die in a prison. The United States has perpetrated a genocide many times, and Henry Kissinger was one of the worst modern perpetrators of genocide. But you know, he was treated as, if not a hero, certainly as like a you know, a permanent pillar of the United States hegemony. As opposed to being separated into multiple pieces. Something like that, Omni, yeah. They're all like the same age. They're all ancient as hell. Yeah, it's not the best soundtrack, or it is the best soundtrack for this. Yeah, Death Stranding 2 coming soon. I'm honestly really, I'm really interested in seeing it on PC. Mama's Little Angels. I really don't know what that is at all. Is that a game? Or did you mean the song? Do you want me to play the song? When I search for it, all that comes up is the song by Quiet Riot. Even if I add game to my search, nothing comes up. Oh, Mam's Sleeping Angels? Okay. All right. Sleeping Angels. Ah. This looks like it takes inspiration from I fucking forget what it's called. It's definitely weird. The Last Caretaker? No, I've never never heard of that either. Y'all, I have not like even looked at a game. The answer to all of your questions, at least lately, is going to be no. Because I've been getting destroyed, obliterated, incinerated, disintegrated by work in the worst way. That's why all my streams have been so great. They're all they're all half an hour long and just me saying things that make everybody sad, and then I leave. I mean, you could until until we get to the searching part, and then it'll probably become clear, right? Yeah, just drop a fake game and leave, and just send me on a fool's errand. Yeah, mouth washing. I should let me try to find the thing it made me think of. I'm the name of it is on the tip of my tongue, but I can't quite remember it for some reason. Nor can I remember the name of the animator. I knew this wasn't right. Ah, fuck. I'm stupid. Fuck, I'm stupid. Fuck, I'm stupid. Fuck, I'm stupid. I'm gonna find it, damn it. I'm gonna find this fucking shit. Aha! Aha! Ina. It reminded me of Ina. Joel G. I imagine there's probably a lot of people who don't know what the fuck Ina is, and I'm trying to figure out if there's... No. No, there's no easy way to convey it. I'm just looking at this stuff like... No. There's a short video that I think maybe will help. Yeah, the YouTube series. Here. This basically captures the entire vibe. Yeah, I hate the gambling stuff, which I think is another sign of the times. I know it's cringe to do so, but I did make a relevant post about this the other day, and I will now regale you with my writings from Blue Sky. I wrote, Tech innovations of the past decade. Virtual reality with cubicles but no legs. Ponzi scheme currency. Limited edition JPEGs. Insider gambling on everything. A chatbot that steals and lies. Then chatbot revenge porn and CSAM. Mass surveillance as a dating app for cops. Software for morons by dickheads. That's kind of the direction everything has gone. Once the most successful and worst programmer guys got enough power to basically dictate like our entire reality, it's been nothing but shitty garbage ever since. Where did Homestuck come into this? Oh, all I know is surrealism, and every person I know who loves Homestuck loves it. I still basically don't know what Homestuck is. I only know the downstream derivatives, I guess. I have no familiarity with Homestuck at all, even though I've heard of it many, many, many times. I don't know how to explain Homestuck, and I read it! I know the basic stuff. I know that it was a webcomic and whatnot, but like I don't know the story, and I don't know why people liked it so much. Hold on. Cat shenanigans, 1 second. Oh my gosh. I am back. Imagine Chibi the Matrix. That sounds awful. That really sounds bad. Oh my god, Bun. Bun, what are you doing? You fucking weird little worm. You're such a weird little worm. I sat down, and she jumped up onto my leg, which is under the desk. So then she just squashed. This is the only way I can describe it. She just squashed until she was through. But when she does that, it looks insane because it looks like she's in the most distress possible, which I suppose she was. But she brought it on herself for no good reason. You little nerd. You nerdy little worm. You're so crazy, bud. We love you. We love you for it. You're the most unique dog. God, I love this dog so much. That's laughing my ass off. That's cats for you. This is a dog! When I said dog, her ears jumped up. I'm sorry, bud. Did I just sort of yell in your face? I was yelling at them, not you. Never you. God, you're so adorable. Oh. She's smaller than the cats. So there's that. You got auto-modded? I'm censoring you? I'm not even looking at a chat that I have any control over. Let me see. Yeah, okay, all right. I'll allow that. There you go. I also love how Automod will just drop that shit right where it is. It doesn't put it back in the flow chronologically. So you just get these fucking wild messages. Just suddenly disconnected from fucking everything. So good. Oh yeah. No, you don't want a cat to fumble their jump on you. That's that's one of the worst things that can happen. Although to be fair, Bun needs her nails trimmed. It's not too much better with her. I guess it's less sharp. But my arm looks insane because I'll have my arms on my armrest while I'm streaming here. And Bun is just tall enough to put her claws on my arm. And she does this thing, which is otherwise cute, where she goes tap, 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 tap. Just really fast alternating paws. Problem is, there's claws on the end of those paws. Yes, exactly, Doom. That's what she does to my arm. My arm is covered with scratches. Imjomed. Oh, I got imjomed. Ah. My brain is shutting off. I hope y'all are having an okay time, at the least. Ooh. You're okay, you're existing, you're sucking air. Doing your best. Existing. I think I played Path of Exile for like 15 minutes. I don't quite remember. It weren't much. Oh, I forgot there was even a sequel. I was talking about the original. Ah, well, I hope that goes well, Minnie. Good luck. Ugh. Yeah, that shit really sucks bad, doesn't it, Copper? Yeah, I mean, that's probably the right move, Minnie, I would say. The dogs be barking. Windows 11 sounds like an absolute shit show. Did we determine whether or not the Windows 12 thing was bullshit? That was fake. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I I think it's a good idea to move to Linux, but it's also not like an easy thing to do. It's becoming easier for sure. And I'm happy to you know, answer questions to help make it possible for anybody who is interested. I think my biggest recommendation would be to just pick some distros that you like and do the live USB thing so that you don't have to worry about actually installing it. You can just play around and see how you feel, see if you like it. My personal distro recommendation at this time is Arch. because I've been using it and I've been enjoying it. Works great. But the big reason would be that it's just got a lot of information available for troubleshooting, which I think is extremely important. Really, really good forums and really, really, really good wiki. So that's sort of the key thing in my view, is you really want to, especially if you're just getting into it, you want to have access to help, you know? Good quality help.
Linux shit?
Yeah. Only been time out for a few moments.
It's not that bad.
What?
Linux. Switching over.
Nakomi's review. It's not that bad.
I mean, there are pros and cons. But I do still like it more than Windows.
Yeah. Nakomi's on Arch. I'm on Arch. I would avoid flavor of the week stuff personally, unless you don't mind, you know, fuckery or potential fuckery. Yeah, NVIDIA driver stuff is a pain in the ass on Linux sometimes. It does seem to be the thing that trips people up the most. It is possible to order a computer with Linux already set up, but it's pretty niche. You're probably not gonna find a lot. I think Dell used to do that. Dell used to sell computers with Ubuntu installed. Am I right? Can anybody verify that? I feel like that was real. And then there's companies that are more like they're dedicated to Linux. There's like I think there's a company that had like they were called like, I don't know what their name was, but it was like Tux Laptops, something, whatever. They just sell laptops that just have Linux installed. System 76. Yeah. So it's definitely possible. Framework does Linux pre-installs? Interesting. Desktop. Yeah, we're not really getting a lot of desktop recommendations, are we? Oh. Well, there's a website called linuxpreloaded.com. Uh-oh, it's all laptops. But it does say Dell sells several laptops and workstations with Ubuntu. So that's still the case, apparently. Lenovo also does laptops and workstations with Ubuntu. And apparently HP does, but it's difficult to find them on their website. And then there's a longer list down the line of others in other regions. Oh yeah, Tuxedo Computers. That's probably the one I was thinking of. But yeah, check out linuxpreloaded.com as well. And maybe you'll find something. Desktops have definitely been disappearing, I think, Dab. Yeah, I think a lot of us prefer desktops, but it is just a fact that most people don't even have computers anymore, probably, right? They have phones. Phone really took the place of the computer, as far as normies are concerned. And then if they do need something beyond a phone, they have a laptop. There's that meme that when millennials are going to make a big purchase, they pull out the laptop. Which is already an indicator that like it looks like an old and dated thing to do to use a laptop, let alone a fucking desktop computer. You know? So I don't think that desktops are going to go anywhere because obviously when it comes to power, nothing really competes with a desktop. Laptops are always compromised. Obviously phones and tablets don't come anywhere close. So if you want to have real compute power, you got to have a desktop. Ah, yes, the Bezos way. Nothing sounds more horrific to me. If somehow all of our computers at home got vaporized and the only way to do anything with computers was via the cloud, that would just be the end for me. I just wouldn't do computers anymore. I'm not doing that. I'll never do that. The thing is that the fact that the AI boom has shown us that they're willing to completely just kick the PC gaming market to the side has kind of shown me that like actually it's not guaranteed. You know, like they don't have to keep serving this market. They could just stop because it's so massively overshadowed by the free AI money, right? Yeah, I mean, I would like to see all of these companies collapse, and I'd like to see a short list of people really suffer. But you know, it's all too big to fail, right? All right, folks, it's pretty late, so I should take my myself out. I gotta take myself out. But y'all have a beautiful night. I hope that things go good for you. I hope you feel good. I'll see you next stream.